What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Jacoby. Hi, or welcome to my channel. So make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment down below any requests you have, and follow me on Instagram. I'll be right here. Follow me, please follow me, please. Okay, so today's video is about how I got recruited. Wow, what a story. Story time, how I got recruited. This is like my personal story and how I came about into the college scene. So, alright, so this is my story on how I got recruited for college volleyball. I have a couple points here. Y'all can't see that, it doesn't matter. So basically, let's start with, alright, so I played club volleyball, and if you're not playing club volleyball and you want to play in college, I would highly suggest that. It's a great investment, it gets you seen, but anyway, so basically I played club volleyball for my local club, and I started getting like offers, I don't know, I started getting looked at like 16, 17, and 18s. So that's kind of like those were like my prime years really. Before that, like even before I started playing volleyball, I had, oh no, sorry, that's a lie. I started playing volleyball in 7th grade. I got my first basketball interest offer deal in 8th grade from a Division I school, but then I just ended up going with volleyball. So volleyball, you know, I was playing high school, playing varsity, you know, club. So then I was getting my exposure at my club tournaments. So 17s, you know, we qualify for the USA Nationals, we qualify for the AAU Nationals, and those are the two tournaments, and like qualifiers. Those are the tournaments I saw a lot of coaches at. Those are the tournaments that I got, like qualifiers and like national tournaments. Those are like the kind of tournaments that you want to be at because a lot of coaches are there, they're looking, you know, and all that jazz. Anyway, so moving on to my 18th year, that's when I actually got recruited, like actively. So 18s, it was like, I was like nervous, okay, because at that point I had a couple different options. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was kind of freaking out, and then come May, which, you know, is like towards the end of club season, we're at like our regional tournament. I'm like, oh my god, and like I still don't know where I want to go. So like I'm playing a game, we're in this pool with this team, and I play the tournament, we do what we do, and I leave. And I get a text from my coach, and she's like, hey, like, this coach from so-and-so school is interested in you. And I was like, huh? Like, where did he even see me? Turns out he was the opposing team in our pool's head coach. He played us, and he wanted me, to play for his school. So I was like, okay, cool. It was in a great location, great, like, academics, so I was like, all right, cool, bet. So I'll add that into my pot of like options that I wanted to go to. But before I even got to that point, really it was about like marketing yourself, because if you're not with a club that's going to like push you in front of coaches, you're gonna have to do it yourself, and I learned that the very hard way. So what I did, I just emailed some coaches, some schools that I was interested in my junior year of high school. You know, I included like my highlight video, my grades, and my transcripts. Like, first of all, let me tell you, transcripts are so important. Your GPA is so important. Your grades are so important to how they look at you. Like, you could be so talented, you could be like 6'5", but if your grades are bad, they're gonna be like, ooh, oh, because you're a student athlete, you're not just an athlete. So, you know, that's something you need to look out for. But, you know, my grades were pretty good, so I was hitting those out, you know, blah, 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 you know, just playing. I was still training, I was still practicing, playing club. Like, that's so important, to keep your touch on the ball, because you don't want to get, like, out of it, which is not good. So then, what also helped me is that I knew who I was, or like who I am, and I knew like what my position was. I knew my strengths and my weaknesses. So it's easier to market yourself when you know what you are presenting to the buyer, coach. I don't want to say buyer. I'm a business major, so that makes sense to me, but not a buyer, but like a coach. So marketing yourself is so important. I cannot stress this enough to you kids out there, people younger than me, kids in high school, middle school, whatever, young girls, you want to play college volleyball, like, you have to learn how to be independent of your parents. Your parents cannot do much for you. I'm sorry, that's just kind of how it is. They can't be like, oh, well, my daughter is great. Like no, it doesn't really work like that. You have to go out there and be like, hey, I'm this, I'm that, I jump this high, I'm this tall, this is my position, this is what I do, here's my film, boom, boom, boom. Like, be very businesslike and have it together, and that's attractive. So yes. Okay, so make sure you have some like solid highlights. So I had a lot of film because my dad like filmed every game pretty much from like club in high school, so I had some good highlight videos. Make sure you have a good highlight video. That really helped me out. Post them on YouTube, and you will be discovered. Like, some people will find you that way, but it's mainly to send to coaches to have a link to your video. It's not just to post on YouTube and be like, all right, like, find me. Like, no, like, you need to send that to people directly or like send it to the schools that you're interested in and that you want to like go to academically and athletically. And that's one thing I messed up on, was I chose my first school based on athletics and like not exactly academics. I didn't know how I would like it. I didn't even really know much about it. I just kind of went, and I ended up transferring. So make sure you know like what you want. I mean, you don't have to know 100%. You will never be 100%, but like, have a strong feeling. If you really like it, go for it, and make sure that it's good for your academics and what you want to do after college, because you will not play volleyball forever. Another thing that really helped me was I got my measurements like professionally done. So I got my vertical measured, like my standing reach, my block jump, my my like wingspan, my height, you know, my weight, all that. Try to get the most accurate measurement you can, because sometimes you can be jumping like say you are an outside hitter and you touch your vertical, you touch like 9-10, you know, 9-10, okay, but you don't know, and you like try to go out like in the backyard and measure it and you get 9-6. That is a huge difference. I'm telling you, that is a huge difference. Like, 9-10 looks a lot better than 9-6. And sometimes it's really about the eye test. So the eye test is like, like, this sucks, and not many people will tell you this about like recruiting, but it's true. Like, the eye test, like, okay, so say you're an outside hitter, you're 5'11", 6'1", 6 foot. You touch like 10-1, you know? That looks great on paper, you know? Or say you're like in real life, you're like 5'9", touch about like maybe 9-10. Hey, I'm just saying, you can literally just be like, boop, boop, boop. Hey, I'm 6 feet tall. Wow, it's crazy. Or I'm 5'11". Wow, you know? Because honestly, in your court shoes, you probably are a little bit taller than you are off the court. So it's a little tip from me. Another thing that really helped me was you have to know your position. Like, because some people, like, I've noticed this, they like kind of float and they come to college like, ooh, put me wherever. Like, that's fine. Like, that's great. I think that's awesome that you can be like versatile. But also, what also helps is knowing your strengths and weaknesses. So like, for example, for me, like, I knew that I am a strong blocker and like a strong hitter, and I'm like an out of system hitter as well. So that's something that I would put in my emails, or it'd be obvious in my film. Another thing that really helped me was like my intangibles, because like, you have to have the work ethic and the mentality to play college volleyball. Like, it's not all just about physical attributes. Like, you need to be able to physically and mentally handle the stress of college, and athletics combined. The travel, the intensity, the lifting, the weights, the conditioning, the travel, the long nights, early mornings, and all that stuff in between. Like, you have to be able to handle that and perform. It's like, it's not hard, it's just challenging a little bit. But that's my advice if you want to get like recruited. Oh, okay, so kind of going back to my story that I told earlier about like how my story kind of and how I got recruited. At the end of that, I had to choose between a Division I school and a Division III school. I ended up going with the Division III school because it was closer to my house. It wasn't as far away from my dad and my family, and ultimately that school wasn't the best fit for me, and I ended up transferring to a Division I school. So if y'all want to know more about like the transfer process, volleyball, D1 volleyball, whatever, got it. If y'all want to know more about like my transfer process and why I ended up doing that, going from Division 3 to Division 1, let me know. Comment it down below. You know what to freaking do. Follow me on Instagram. It's gonna be right freaking here. And I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to comment what you want to see from me. Okay, bye.